spot, I would ask you vote for the adoption of an ordinance to amend Woodbury County zoning ordinance mapping for the 7.57 acres aforementioned and the GIS number pertained to.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. You got it?
We're done.
Ordinance number 37.
Ordinance 37. I have 3 copies. Requires each board member's signature and the auditor's attestation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for being so patient.
All right. Now, I need a motion to authorize the sheriff to retain counsel for pending litigation.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Don't go away. We're going to jump to actually one of those next 3. Dennis? Probably board concerns.
2 items I'm going to request to be on the agenda next week. The first one will be potential reallocation of a capital project, which is the LEC front steps. As you go to your cars tonight, vehicles, take a look at the front steps. There are some problems.
Sinking.
Yes. And the building service, I talked to Mike Headett, and he does have some ideas where it may change the design of the outside, where it trims it down to having steps going every which way. There's a lot of maintenance to that, upkeep to it. He has an idea that he could probably put a drawing out, but we also probably need to go out to an engineer, architect to design
I was
this.
going to say when we want an architect to look at that.
Absolutely. 'Cause this will be a major project. We do have a budget next year, but we have money again that we could use this year that we have going to be borrowing the money to have this year. So it'll be a project to move forward and cause less borrowing next year.
We there's another issue that goes with this, and that's the people that are doing the mitigation of whatever's underneath that building by drilling wells and drawing that stuff out, need to do that under those steps before they get fixed. So, I mean, this is all kind of goes hand in hand with all the other stuff. So we'll bring that back next week?
Yes.
And you'll explain where we're going to get the money?
Yes.
Okay.
Second item, be real short here, is we're coming back to the board next week. We have been working on a joint project for collective collection of garbage where we bid it out together with the city. I have sent the information over to the finance director over in City Hall, but to go out to RFP, we need a consideration of the board to say it's fine to do a joint bidding process or a joint RFP to bid out our garbage. Obviously, the garbage is going to come in stages because we have contracts scattered here, there, every which way. But we will get those trimmed down to where if we get the prices low enough, we'll look at what the escape clause is on some of these contracts, if it so comes to that point. But we'll come back next week for the board to authorize us to go ahead with the city on a joint venture on garbage collection bidding.
And it's okay to go out for a bid even though we're in the middle of a contract maybe?
Yes, because you don't have to take it, but the option is there to see what the cost would be, and then it'll be up to the board to decide, do we want to break a contract or not? And a lot of them do have escape clauses.
Okay.
Might be hard to find them because it's pretty fine print, but they are there. And that's what we have Joshua for.
You have
Okay.
good eyes, do you?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I've wondered
Yeah.
for a long time what we had Joshua for.
Any reports on committee meetings?
Just wanted to make a couple, basically, talking with Ed and Human Resources a little bit. We had spoken earlier on about customer service and recognizing employees within Woodbury County. And so you came back to the board with some recognition for years of service, but I was wondering if you could just share with the board, just so the communication keeps flowing, what your thoughts are on customer service training and then maybe an eventual idea that we can speak about in the long term for recognition of such customer service. So.
I think we could. We want to do some things with customer service. We want to make sure that everybody's aware that customer service is our job. I mean, we're basically all service people here, one way or another. We don't really manufacture anything as far as I can tell, other than Mark. And he does a good job with that too. But we do want to try to initiate some customer service things. We've talked to Mike Clayton about starting with Department of Motor Vehicles and that type of thing. We're starting to schedule training that we would roll out. It would just be about the basics of customer service.
Are these online trainings, Ed, or what are they?
Some classroom and some online training both. We thought we'd present face-to-face so we can see what objections we have, what kind of feeling we're getting from the people right up front. And we thought we would do that on kind of an ongoing basis, revisit it with certain departments quarterly, and try to roll it eventually. Some of the departments maybe not, maybe not that quarterly emphasis, but a couple of them, yeah, we want to do the quarterly rollouts.
And there's money in your budget to do that then?
Yes, yeah, we worked with a company called BLR. They've got some good modules for us that we can use, and we're budgeted in. So I think we can make some good showing. We've had some unique issues pop up that I can't really discuss publicly, but that I think we can address in these situations and make things work well.
And certainly I think it's probably beneficial. Does it rise to the top of what we need to do training on? I mean, there's so many areas that we have required training. I mean,
yeah,
how does it fit in the hierarchy,
I think
does it rise to the top of what we need to start with?
For some departments, a couple of the departments, yes, I think it does. And based on some of the discipline issues that we've had. So that's kind of first observation is let's do some coaching and counseling and prevention and stay away from the discipline if we can, because it just works better for everybody. And I also think certainly we're going to do harassment training, different things like that. We're going to roll that out. We've already done it with secondary roads with Mark and his folks. We'll do it with other departments as well. We do kind of a classroom setting type of thing again for that, kind of a lecture. We've also got, again, available stuff online as well. And I think that's important. We'll have safety training and different things like that that'll be available that we're working with and preparing to roll out as well. So we do have a full plate. So, and I think it's stuff that'll be beneficial for everyone. And we'll work with the department heads or elected officials to make sure that they feel comfortable with it and that it's something that they view as a positive for their department.
And I would imagine the elected officials could opt into it if they want to do it. I'm thinking I know the jail staff has already, don't you have 2 or 3 days of training already that you committed to?
2.
2?
We went down to 2.
So I just don't know how that folds into, their priorities. They probably have their priorities on.
Theirs
are pretty set, yeah.
Set up already. We're happy to help if there's ever anything we can help.
Oh yeah, we always do our training. We do our deputies 4 times a year. Gene's come and put on how to punch a clock.
They're perfect. What more do they need?
Like to fill the 8 hours.
And as far as recognition, I think that the recognition, one of the things that we've talked about is rewards and things like that. Rewards are always a nervous thing with public bodies. If you do anything that's monetary in nature, are you stepping across the line? So that's certainly something we need to research. Certainly, I think we want to reward people for positive customer service and some things like that. We did a discipline not too long ago, and one of the things we did was research customer contact right around the event that happened. And we found nothing but positive things that the customers said. So there were some other issues that happened that luckily the customers didn't see, but the customer comments were all very positive, and I think that's something that should be recognized too. I mean, I was kind of nervous because I knew what the event was and I knew what happened, and I was going, oh great, if a customer heard this, we've really got some explaining to do. So, you're making these calls and you're really hoping that you're not going to find out anything bad, and they came back just glowing about the department. So, we need to recognize that kind of thing. They need to hear that too.
Sometimes customer service means just getting faster service, which of course will result in having to add staff. So you got to be careful about,
Yes.
You know, I mean, if you're going to access, yeah, we want better customer service. Well, okay, I guess we'll add 10 employees or, you know what I mean? So it's a balancing act of course, being courteous and listening and being able to respond when you can, because you only have limited resources. So it's a careful.
Balancing.
Yeah.
And
you have
those
to
are the
be
kind of
careful.
things that we can access, because that's what we can control. And in a customer service environment, you always got to ask, you know, what can I control? What can I do? You know, and you can control your emotions when you deal with the customer. You can control how you speak to them. You know, how welcoming you are. Those kind of things. Just basic common sense things. Sometimes it tends to escape us. You know, and so we just are here to remind them of the very basic, very much expected things. I think the public today is more demanding that way than they ever have been. I mean, if you think about it, everything in society is instant access, instant gratification.
That's what I mean. That's what they want is right now.
Yes.
And that's what's hard to deliver.
It is hard to deliver.
Because we have limited resources. So
Thank you. You done?
I think so. On the committee reports, yeah.
Here's that Jackson letter. It was in the packet. Okay. We have in our packet a letter from Mr. John Torbert, Iowa Drainage District Association. He's looking for support financially. Any interest in putting it on the agenda? It's ugly.
it is. That is a very interesting case. And there are implications for every drainage district.
Nationwide.
They did talk about that on ISAC, and Matthew and Jackie were there. They did talk in Sac County. Rick Heck got up and it said it will eventually affect every county in the state. So, but looking at that, I was trying to figure out how much money did they want? Was it
$5,000 a year.
For a 3-year commitment.
I think that's a lot.
Because you're talking pretty big sum of money. Of course, you're talking big sum of money too. But it will affect us because we have a lot of drainage.
At some point, I would see even the federal government stepping in because, you know, with drainage into the river going into the Gulf of Mexico and all the bloom that they're getting down there. And so, you know, and Rick Patterson lobbied the board a lot last year in saying that at some point, you know, the federal government will step in and make us address these issues. So it's pretty interesting and pretty timely.
So just to ask this invoice for $5,000, that's the bill to Woodbury County Supervisors?
If we choose to,
It's a request.
Okay, it looks like a bill.
Well,
Wow.
that way, if we acted on it,
Right.
it becomes a bill.
that's by design.
Just, I'm not a smart man, but, okay.
That's called a little manipulation. That's why they.
Well, I'm not hearing much excitement.
Well,
from
I
this
don't, I
topic.
mean, it's a lot of money, but I could,
Damned if we do, damned if we
I
don't.
know.
You're right, loser.
Can we wait for a second request?
Wait
See
for
how
the
many-
second letter?
Wait for the second letter?
Yeah, but it might go
See how
up.
many counties have signed up? I don't know.
I don't know.
I got one deal. You know, Supervisors, Taylor, you've got my creative juices flowing. In the spirit of a more transparent and accessible county government, I had a conversation with the auditor about it'd be nice to see if our boards and commissions, the county boards and commissions, could be posted on the website with the list of the existing boards and commission members and terms and those sorts of things as well. Then I also had a conversation about
I thought you were going to talk about drainage.
bike racks and building services. You know, it'd be nice if we had a bike rack here at the county courthouse. So
I agree, because I thought about riding my bicycle today.
yeah.
Would you contact Michelle Bostalanos and Kevin Green? They have money.
I would.
And then talk to Ed about whether it changes the landscape for a landmark.
And I didn't know if that was the issue why we don't have one. So, but
Well,
just,
it could be over in front of the jail.
Yeah.
But that's not a landmark, so it's more than.
So we can do whatever we want over there, in front of there.
but I don't think there's one at Trosper Hoyt either.
Can't park your Harley there, dude.
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to think blue zones too.
I like the idea, but
I just have to keep a change of clothes here. That's why I didn't do it. I thought, well, I got to plan ahead.
get a little late.
Well,
I've got one.
we'll see. Okay.
Earlier on, we had talked about community service recognition in the month of March. I took a specific individual. If this has to go on the agenda, I can put it on the agenda, but I was wondering if my wife said it's better to do monthly, and Supervisor Smith said it's better to do monthly, and so if my wife and Supervisor Smith agree on something, then it's probably right.
She and I are going to get together more often so we can.
So I was wondering if, originally I talked every 2 weeks, it probably makes sense to do more monthly. I did some, I put forward an individual in March. Does someone want to take April, or do we want to establish a rotation, or do you want me to be quiet because it's late and talk about it next week?
I vote for that.
I have May.
Okay.
All right.
So someone will take April, or we'll talk about it next week, or establish a rotation.
Put that on the agenda. I got to go to the bathroom. Jeez. All right. Anything else? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Of what? What did we just